Hey HASfit mamas, I'm Claudia and this is a total body prenatal strength workout. This workout is great in your first, second, and third trimesters all the way through your post-baby recovery process. The only equipment required for today's routine is a pair of dumbbells, and the weight that you choose will be completely dependent upon your fitness level. You will also want to have either a bench, box, or a chair handy as well. If you're ready to get started, let's do this. So for our very first warm-up exercise, we're going to be warming up our hip flexors with the hip flexor stretch. So down into a half kneeling position, and I'm going to have my left leg out in front, and I'm going to have my right knee directly underneath my right hip here. So I'm going to make sure that we're not flaring our ribs out. We have a nice tall posture. Our glutes ever so slightly tucked in, but we want to make sure that we're still maintaining a nice neutral pelvis. So we're going to squeeze our glutes, give a nice gentle squeeze here in our abdominals, and we're just going to ever so slightly move forward or lean forward. You notice there wasn't much of a movement here, but you're going to feel a nice stretch in your hip flexors. And we're also just going to reach and maybe just slightly stretch to the left, and you'll definitely feel an extra nice stretch along the right side of the body. So just hold it here. Again, not much of a movement for you to feel your hip flexor really stretching. Nice big deep breaths. Just a few more breaths here before we switch sides in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, slowly bring it back down, and we're going to switch sides. So again, making sure that our left knee is directly underneath our right hip. Squeeze those glutes, make sure that they're nice and just slightly tucked, ribs tucked, not flaring outwards. And we're going to slightly just move forward, and you'll feel that stretch already in your hip flexors just from maybe moving half an inch forward. Nice big deep breaths here as we stretch our arm up overhead, our biceps by our ears, and maybe just an ever so slight stretch and reach. Taking nice big deep breaths in this movement. Stretching out that hip flexor, getting ready for the work to come. We're going to build and maintain some strength through this pregnancy, right? That's what it's all about. Healthy baby, healthy mama, and hopefully a nice, safe delivery. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and arm back down. For our next movement, we're going to get down onto all fours, or what is called a quadruped position. So on all fours, nice tabletop back, and we're just going to ever so slightly lean back. And of course, you can come up on your toes here. We're going to put our right hand behind our head, and we're going to do a thoracic spine rotation. So the reason why we lean back is so that we are not moving or shifting our pelvis. We just want to make sure that we're getting a nice stretch and spinal rotation here. And we're going to do as many as we can in about a 30-second time frame. So moving nice and slowly. You're bringing your elbow down to your wrist or about as far as you can go. And if that is somewhere right here, that's fine. And then exhale as you bring it up. So inhale down and exhale as you rotate. This is absolutely one of my favorite moves as I warm up for my own personal workouts. Getting some nice spinal mobility in here. Exhale, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching sides. Okay, so left hand behind your head. Bring your elbow down as far as you can. Exhale as you rotate. Again, slightly lean back to keep our pelvis nice and neutral. So the only thing that we really want rotating is our upper back as we move in and out of this movement. Not much longer on this thoracic spine rotation. Exhale. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done with that one. So gently and carefully come up onto our feet, and we're going to take the next movement back to the wall. So we're going to put our back nice and flush up against the wall, feet out ever so slightly, maybe about a foot from the wall. We're going to have our head up against the wall as we move our arms up overhead, warming up those shoulders with a nice overhead reach. Again, keeping our head, shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, basically our entire back, flush up against the wall. Working on our shoulder mobility, getting them warmed up here for our workout. Inhale and exhale as you bring your arms up overhead. Remembering our diaphragmatic breathing and our core connection breaths throughout this entire routine. Breath is so important, especially when pregnant. You want to keep a nice, healthy pressure in the abdominal cavity as well as in our pelvic floor. Not much longer here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are all done with our warm-up. Okay, so for the very first movement, you want to grab either that bench boxer step that I mentioned in the intro, and we are going to do some hip thrusts. The hip thrust is great for your glutes, your posterior chain. Really, we just want to make sure that we're keeping everything nice and strong back here so that as you see at 31 weeks, when everything is starting to shift towards the front, that we maintain a nice strong back. So with your bench, to get into position, or you can also, again, do this from a chair, I'm going to use my body weight. You can definitely use a dumbbell across your upper thighs, your upper legs. If you want to add some additional resistance, you can also use a mini band, but I'm doing body weight here. So I'm just going to basically drop myself into position. I'm going to hinge my shoulder blades onto the bench, and I'm going to make sure that my legs are at a nice 90-degree angle, okay? So hands behind my head. We're going to do 15 hip thrusts. So we are going to move down, inhale and exhale as we bring our hips up and give a nice squeeze at the top of the movement. And I'm going to have my chin to my chest. This really prevents me from hyperextending my back. We don't want to hyperextend at all. We actually want our pelvis slightly posteriorly tilted, okay, at the top of the movement. So that's 1. Inhale. 2. 3. We're going to do 15. 4, 5, exhale, 6, 7, 8, good job, mama, 9, 10, we have 5 more, let's go. Keep on pushing, you're gonna feel a nice burn in those glutes. 3 more. Exhale out. And last one coming up, 15. Okay, so to get out of the position, you can sit down, roll over to your side, and come up. Next, we're going to need our dumbbells. So I'm just gonna move this a little out of the way, and we're going to do drag curls. So carefully pick up your dumbbells using your legs, and we are going to do a drag curl. So a drag curl is just keeping the dumbbells nice and close to your body, dragging them up, keeping your elbows in, bringing them up, and slowly dragging them down your body. We're gonna do those for 10. So here we go. There's 1. Of course, choosing your weight according to your fitness level. We want to focus on form over anything else. Make sure that we're staying nice and safe. That's 3. Exhale up. 4. 5. And 6. Here we go. Inhale down. 7. Good job, mamas. Need those arms nice and strong for all that carrying of baby we're going to be doing here pretty soon. 2 more. And last drag curl right here. 10. And down. All right, dumbbells to the side. Back into our hip thrusts. Again, I'm going to move this a little forward here. Carefully getting into position. Tricep dip into it here. Exhale as I lower my body down. Again, hinging those shoulder blades on your bench, box, couch, whatever it is that you have. And I'll start in the lowered position, but again, at the top of the position, we want to make sure that our legs are at a 90-degree angle. Hands behind our head. Inhale. Exhale as we go for 1. Chin to chest. 2. 3. 4. 5. A third of the way through. Here we go. Focusing on your breath. Proper core engagement and pelvic floor engagement. Five more. Nice glute burn here. 1. 2. 3 more. And last one. Excellent work. Down safely. Roll over to your side. Clear that bench out of the way or chair. We're done with the hip thrusts and we're moving back to our drag curls. So I'm going to move this back. Pick up my dumbbells very carefully using my legs and 10 drag curls. Here we go. Catch your breath. Nice big inhale. And 1. 2. Keeping our knees nice and soft. Don't lock them out. Nice and soft here. 3. 4. Halfway. Come on, mama, show me what you got. Maintain that strength. Build a little bit of strength. You can do all of those things safely while pregnant. No reason to stop. 3 more. That's 8, 9, and last one right here. 10. Excellent work. So our next superset, we're going to begin with a goblet squat. So grab just 1 dumbbell. You can either use a kettlebell for this one as well, whatever you have access and availability to. And we're gonna grab it, for me, using a dumbbell just right underneath one of the heads of the dumbbell. So my feet are going to be maybe just slightly hip width apart with my toes slightly pointed out. Your stance is gonna vary depending on the size of your belly and whether or not you're experiencing any girdle pain, pelvic girdle pain. You may wanna have more of a narrow stance. So for me, I'm good at about right here, grabbing it underneath the head of one side of the dumbbell, and we're going to drive our hips back, down, and exhale as we push back up. And that is a goblet squat. So we want to keep our head up, chest up as we move down into the squat. So we're going to do 12. And beginning now. So inhale down, exhale as we come up, and give just a slight squeeze on the glutes. 1, 2. This is great for your quads and your glutes, but mostly you're probably going to feel it nailing the front of your leg here, your quadriceps. So we'll call this one 5. And as you come up and you're exhaling and you're squeezing those glutes, try your best not to hyperextend. Just keep a nice neutral spine at the top. 7, 8, keeping the dumbbell close to your body. 9, 10, 2 more. 11, and last one. 12. Excellent work. We're gonna superset that with an overhead tricep extension. So I'm gonna reduce my weight, grab some smaller weights here. Triceps are one of my weaker parts of my body, so I adjust accordingly. So I'll show you from a different angle. We're gonna be in a staggered stance. Take both of your dumbbells and push them up overhead together. And we're gonna do 10. So here we go. Keeping our elbows up, pointed up towards the air. We're only hinging at the elbow. Let's knock out 10. We'll call that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent work. Grab your one dumbbell again, back into that goblet squat. Drop those, switch them out. Take a little deep breath. This guy's pretty high, causing me some breathing issues here. No worries, doesn't stop me from working out. Here we go. Making sure I'm in proper position. Feet ever so slightly outside of hip width. Again, adjust your stance to your mobility and to your belly size. So here we go. Down into 12. 1, too wide. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Halfway. Come on, mamas. Let's keep pushing. Nice and slow and controlled and measured in every movement and every breath that we take. We'll call this one 10. 2 more. 11. Last one right here. Inhale and exhale. 4, 12. Perfect. Back to our lighter dumbbells or whatever it is that you're using. Hey, if you're stronger than me, you go, girl. Okay. Overhead tricep extensions here. Let's switch it up. I'll switch up to the other leg behind me. Pushing those dumbbells up overhead. 4, 10. 1, 2, 3. Hinging only at those elbows. Exhale as you bring them up. That's 7, 8. 2 more, mamas. Let's go. 9 and 10. Excellent work. Okay, so this is the last superset of this total body strength routine. So we need you to get your 2 dumbbells again, whichever weight it is that you're using. And we're going to do another awesome posterior chain and back move in a good morning plus a row. So a good morning. For this one, we're gonna have our dumbbells right here at our side. Just to show you from an angle, we're going to hinge at only our hips, pushing our posterior back towards the wall. And we're gonna move down into a row. 1, back up, and back to starting position. And that counts as 1. It's a good morning plus a row. You're definitely gonna feel this one in your hamstrings as well as in your glutes. And depending on how far down you go, you may even feel it pull down into your calves. And then of course, with the row, pulling at the elbows. So we are going to do 10 good morning plus rows. Here we go. Feet about hip width, shoulder width apart. Nice rotated shoulders here. Down into a good morning. 1, back up. That's 1. 2, right here. And 3. Very good. Focusing on hinging only at those hips. Exhale as you come up. Inhale down. And when we pull back into a row, we're pulling at only those elbows. Here we go. 6. 7. Excellent job, mamas. Let's go. 8. Making sure your head is a nice neutral position with your head in line. There's 9 and 10. Perfect. Lose the dumbbells. We are going to move over to the wall. We're going to do an incline 3-in-1 tempo push-up. So what that means is that you'll get into a push-up position, nice high plank position onto the wall, and that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Of course, if you're still capable of doing this from an incline position, let's say on a bench or a high countertop, great. I'm 31 weeks pregnant. I'm gonna take it to the wall just to relieve some of that pressure in my abdominal cavity, my abdominal wall. Okay, hands underneath shoulders. And the further away your feet are, the harder it is, the closer, the easier. So for the 3, we're gonna drop down 1, 2, 3. Exhale on 1. You're gonna push yourself back up. We're gonna do 8 of these. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, and up. Adjust your feet as you need to. And up. 1, 2, 3. Notice my arms are not flaring out. They're at a 45-degree angle relative to my body. So no flaring out. Of course, I have this microphone, so you might see my head turn a little bit here. Exhale for 6. 2 more. Keeping a nice inline body here. And 8. Perfect. Okay, getting our dumbbells again for our last set of good mornings plus rows. As we round out this prenatal strength routine. All right, here we go. Waste no time. Into the good morning. Row. Back up. 1. And 2. Nice work. Back into it. Once you get to the top of that position. Very good, mamas. Nice, strong backs to support all of that weight carrying up front. Because let's face it, once you deliver this baby, you're still going to be carrying them in the front, whether you use a carrier or if you're just holding them. The 4th trimester is real. That's usually the first, 3 months after you give birth. Baby still wants to be so close to you. That's 7. 8. 2 more. Let's go. Fight with me here. You're stronger than you think you are. Of course, at any time, if you need to drop weights, do so. And back up. That is 10. Drop your weights back to the wall for our incline 3-in-1 tempo push-ups. Again, making sure our bodies are in a nice straight line. We have our glutes contracted, our quads contracted, holds us into position, and drop down for 8. So that's 1, 2, 3. Exhale, push up. 1, 2, 3. Push out. Good job. Inhale as you go down. And push up. Exhale as you push up. Pardon me. Excellent. Again, 45-degree angle elbow flare. We want good form. That's 5. We'll do 3 more. Come on, mamas. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and exhale as you push up. Excellent, excellent work with today's quick strength training routine. Now, let's cool down, catch our breaths. If you're like me, we're going to come down to our knees, do a little yoga inspired moves here. First, we're going to start off with some cat-cows, okay? Again, in our quadruped position. We had a lot of back work go on today between the hip thrusts and the good mornings. So for this position, you will inhale as you come into the cat
position, rounding that back, getting a nice good stretch. Think of separating, pulling your shoulder blades away from your spine. And exhale
as you come down into the cat position. Tilt your pelvis so that your booty is reaching up towards the sky, your head is reaching towards the sky. And
exhale as you come back into the cat. And
back into the cat position. Sorry, cow position. All right. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And let's exhale
as we back up into the cat. Rounding that back. And
back into the cow. From here, you can either have your toes together or you can have your legs separated. I usually just spread my knees, touch my toes, back into a child's pose. Again, this one is also great for your back, your lats, lower back. As you exhale, just sink a little deeper into this position. Even maybe do a little rotation. You'll feel a little extra stretch here in your lats that run alongside your back. And 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale breath. And 1 more inhale. 1 big cleansing breath. And exhale. So come back up just ever so slightly. We're going to move into a pigeon pose. So for a pigeon pose, we're going to bring the right leg up right here in front of us, almost like you're doing a 90-90 hip. And then you'll want to, you can either stay here into the pigeon pose. Notice how I have my left leg extended out. You can be here for a pigeon pose. What it's really going to do is just stretch and open up those hips as you sink down a little further into the position, or you can come down onto your elbows. You'll also feel a nice stretch. If you have problems with sciatica or sleeping or any of those feelings that you have, that nerve that can disrupt our sleep, our walk, this will also help stretch it out too. A couple of big deep breaths here as we round out this move on this side. And come up. Tuck your left toe underneath you. Push yourself up out of that position. Of course, as you push yourself up, you're exhaling into the next pigeon pose position. Getting into place here, and either you're here, ooh, a little bit of a cramp. Either you are here or here, if you're a little bit more flexible. Nice big deep breaths. Almost done with this cool down. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up we go. I am going to get into a crisscross applesauce position, as my 3.5-year-old says. Take a couple of deep breaths here, and I'm just going to take my fingers, interlace them behind my back, and do a nice chest stretch. If you're anything like me, push-ups can get you right in the chest. So we're just giving it a nice, good stretch. And a few more breaths in this one. And then we'll move it into an overhead tricep stretch. Stretch out those triceps. Here we go. Arm up. And I'm just going to gently pull on my right elbow. Really just stretch out those triceps. Nice big deep breaths. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Be proud of what you have done today, Mama. It is not easy working out when you are pregnant. I'll tell you what. It takes a lot more just motivation and willpower just to put my workout clothes on these days. So I am proud of you for being here with me today and putting your health and your baby's health at the forefront because it's so important. Okay, workout complete. You can stay down on the ground. I'm going to get myself back up very carefully. All right, here we go. And of course, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this routine, don't forget to check out our complete prenatal program on the HASfit app. Also, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and follow us on your favorite social media channel, whatever that is. We thank you for joining us today, joining me today. I'm Claudia, and I will see you at your next workout.